Hey guys, Mika here, and boy, do I have a real treat for you guys today. I'm bringing you a tenor size custom ukulele made by Yoshida from Japan. And for me, I've been doing sound samples on a professional level for about maybe 5 years, and I think this is my fourth Joji that I've ever played. And I've played a lot of different types of ukuleles, so it's always a treat to be able to hold one of these masterful pieces from Mr. Yoshida-san. And his work is just impeccable. It's incredible. I just look at his work. It's pieces of art from the front to the back. Especially that curly maple. It's just such a nice touch. Super crazy Brazilian rosewood. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. So let's start with the front. We have beautiful Adirondack spruce, and this one is really beautifully cut with the quarter sawn. You can see that tight grain pattern when you're looking at it in the light. In the light, super beautiful. And then, gosh, we got exotic chocolate-looking Brazilian rosewood, and this is in a pretty exquisite piece, and it's book matched, I'd have to say, pretty perfectly. If you guys can see it in the video, it's just outstanding. Just really nice chocolate, nice swirls in there. Again, perfectly book matched. Just so lush and exotic, and really just wow, really amazing to look at. um, just spruce and Brazilian rosewood, it's like that magical guitar combo, and so it works really well on the ukulele too. You get nice, deep, low resonant sounds. You get the punchy and articulate sound from the spruce top. That nice, dark, low end kind of sound that you get from the Brazilian rosewood. So man, I'm blown away by this. Here on the top, this is one of Joji's kind of specialties that he loves to use, that he likes to do on his rosettes. He pretty much has a pretty big rosette, but then he likes to adorn it with usually two of these inner circles, and usually he'll use like abalone pearl shell on the inside. We have burl wood too, so it almost looks like koa, but we got nice burl wood. And that koa, or sorry, not koa, that burl wood and that brownness just always goes really nice with like a spruce top. We have Brazilian rosewood here on the bridge. We have snakewood here on the fretboard, snakewood here on the headstock. And then going to the back, we have more of that burl wood on the heel of the instrument right here. Beautiful curly maple, another one of Joji's things that he loves to put on his instruments, curly maple wood. Sometimes he even stains it to really cool colors like blue and some other cool colors to make it really pop. But man, I just love having curly maple. It's so nice to look at. Although no one really gets to see it because it's kind of hidden, when people are playing. It's one of those, like, if you're the owner of one, you get to stare at it all the time, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, it's just like so nice. So curly maple, one of the coolest woods you can put on the neck of the instrument. And then more burl wood here on the back of the headstock. And then we got cream of the crop tuners right here. We have Rogers tuners, the gold and then the pearl buttons here on the sides. Literally probably the best tuners you can ever put on an ukulele. Here on the side, we have a nice big, kind of wider side sound port. And for those of you who don't know, the sound port or the side port sound port is really good to get an accurate representation of what the ukulele would sound like if you're sitting or standing in front of the instrument. Now, it's kind of hard for you to play and be sitting in front of the instrument, so what this does is that when you're strumming or playing or picking, you get that inner sound from the sound hole or from the body, and you get it hitting your face, so you pretty much have a small representation of what it would sound like if you're like this, but you can't be standing in front of or sitting in front of the instrument. And having someone else play it might not be the same as you trying to play it, right? So by having that side port, you get a really accurate representation of what you can hear from the instrument. I've grown to really like side ports, and I probably want to put them on that next custom ukulele I want to get. So this one has one right here, really, really nice. And then one last thing that I want to mention on this ukulele is that it does have a radius fretboard here on the fretboard. And for me personally, I like having radius fretboards because it just makes it a little easier to have a bar chord. And if you're holding kind of like harder looking chords, I like to think of it as like if you were to shake your hand and relax your hand wants to have that curl in it, versus if you make your fingers straight like that, you have to like add tension to your hand. So what the radius fretboard does is that instead of making your finger completely flat like this, by having it slightly curved, you can have more of this kind of angle, but you still can get a nice clean bar chord sound versus you have to make your hand very straight like that. So I've really liked having radius fretboards on my instruments, and I love being able to have sound samples or play sound samples on these wonderful instruments that have the radius fretboard. So Now getting into the sound, Joji ukuleles are just such a treat because, man, like, it's like this one especially. This one just there's so much projection, there's so much sound, and the sound quality is just really nice. The spruce really helps to really project all that sound forward. And again, because of the Brazilian rosewood, you have just so much of this low resonance, or the low end kind of on the sound spectrum, meaning you have a lot of just depth into the ukulele for this G7 chord. There's just so much sound. Oh my gosh. I can pretty much feel the vibrations against my body because the back of the instrument is pressed against my body. And when I play a C chord, you can just feel that reverberation on the back because there's just so much tone in this instrument. Super clean. Especially that A string. So much depth. So easy to play, so nice to play. And because there's so much projection, you really don't have to dig into this instrument. You can really just play really light, really soft, and it just responds so well with you, for you. So even for me, I'm a relatively soft player, but even for me, I just have to. I'm playing super light, but there's just so much. The instrument just resonates so well. So much sustain, so much resonance and warmth. You really hear the vibrato. Really nice. So nice. Yeah, that Brazilian is really coming through with the lower end response. Yeah, what a treat. So here is I'm so excited to play a sound sample on this. Please enjoy this masterful work by Mr. Yoshida-san. Amazing. Okay, here is some strumming on this instrument. And again, because there's just so much sound on this instrument, I really don't have to strum hard. I can just be really light and the instrument just responds so well.